Hi, I'm Jim from Lazy Lizard Campers, and we're going to go through how to set up the awning for the Frilled Neck camper. Before you start setting up the awning, take time to set out the first lot of tent poles. There are 11 poles that you need to lay out. The first 4 poles are the hooked roof poles. They have a hook in one end and a hole in the other end. They will attach directly to the main tent, so lay them out next to the tent. The next 3 poles are the spacer poles. They have holes in both ends. Lay these out between the ends of the first 4 poles. And finally we have the 4 supporting poles. They have spikes on top and rubber stoppers on the bottom. Lay these out with the spikes ready to go into the holes of the other poles. First you take the hooked poles and clip them into the metal loops at the top of the tent. You can then tighten the drawstring to help keep them in place. You are now ready for the next step, which is to attach the roof of the awning to the main tent. You start by joining the 2 zips at the corner of the tent, and you then just zip the awning on. This is easiest while standing outside the awning, zipping it over the poles that you've already installed. Make sure you have something to stand on so you can reach the high points. Now go back and pat the velcro down. Now start at the front of the camper and grab hold of the first of the hooked poles that you attached. Lift it up to roof height. Put the first supporting pole into position and push its spike through the hole. Now get a rope and tent peg and use it to support the pole. This is just as effective as having a third person to help support poles. Now pick up the first spacer bar and put it into position. The hole on its end fits over the spike on the support pole. Now position the second support pole. Its spike fits into the hole on the other end of the spacer bar. Now position the second of the hooked roof poles. Leaving the hook attached to the main tent, lift it up to roof height and extend it so that it reaches the support pole. Then lower the hole in the roof pole over the spike in the support pole. Now continue and place the second spacer pole. Again, the hole in its end slots over the spike in the support pole. Next, pick up the third support pole and place it with its spike through the spacer bar. Now raise the third spiked roof pole and drop it into position. Then pick up the third spacer bar and put it into position over the spike. Now position the final support pole with its spike fitted into the hole of the spacer pole. And finally, position the last hooked roof pole. Attach another rope to the support pole and peg it into the ground. The framework of tent poles is now self-supporting and we are ready to start putting on the roof. There is a hole in the side of the support poles. If the pole has not been raised high enough, this hole will be blocked. This will be used when setting up the roof, so check each support pole and adjust it so that the hole is free. Spread out the canvas a little, Then start at the middle, the highest point, and pull the canvas over the supporting pole. If necessary, adjust the length of the roof pole so that the eye in the canvas will fit over the spike in the supporting pole. Hook the clip into the hole in the supporting pole in order to keep the canvas in place. Now move your way along the tent, repeating this procedure at each supporting pole. As you go, it's helpful if you attach some of the velcro loops to the roof poles. Now go along all of the roof poles and attach the velcro loops. There are two more supporting poles. These have C-clips at one end and rubber stops on the other end. These are fitted into the centre of each of the ends of the tent. Now there are 6 stretcher poles to be installed in the roof. These have C-clips on both ends. Place 2 of these stretcher poles in each of the 3 sections of the roof. And that's the awning roof setup. On a day like today, that's all we need. A beautiful, breezy, open space to sit back and relax. Unfortunately, the weather's not always as perfect as this. And on a cold, wet winter's day, you will need to set up the awning walls. You can start with any of the walls that you like. We're going to start with the front wall and then attach the side wall. We're going to leave the rear wall off so we still have a view of the river. You start by connecting the zip in the corner and then simply zipping on the wall. Don't connect the velcro first, as this actually makes the job a bit harder. Now attach the velcro to the side of the tent and also go and pat down the velcro on the top. Also use the velcro tabs to attach the wall to the poles. Zipping on the side wall is just the same as the front wall. You start the zip in the corner and then just zip it all the way along. Then you go back and pat down the velcro and attach the tags to the poles. Finally, you zip the walls together at the corner and then pat the velcro down. This is what the awning looks like on a cold, wet winter's night when it's all zipped up snug and tight. And now it's time for a lazy afternoon. There's still enough daylight to pull a few black bream out of the river and fill that frying pan for dinner.